House of Squibb presents the finest in motion picture entertainment, Academy Award. The House of Squibb, manufacturing chemist of the medical profession since 1858, brings you Academy Award. The pictures, the players, the techniques and skills which have won or have been nominated for the coveted awards granted each year by the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences. To each in his field for outstanding achievement. Each week, Squibb on the Air brings you only the finest in motion picture art. Squibb in your home brings you only the finest medicinal products, pure, effective, reliable. Squibb, a name you can trust. Tonight's picture is Jezebel. Tonight's star is the distinguished Warner Brothers player who has been nominated 7 times for awards, has won the prize Oscar twice. Past president of the Academy, Miss Betty Davis. With Miss Davis tonight appears another Academy Award winner, Miss Anne Revere, who won this year's Academy Award for Best Supporting Actress in National Velvet. And now, Miss Betty Davis.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Miss Revere and I feel very honored to be on this first presentation of Academy Awards. Those awards that mean so very much to all of us in the motion picture industry. Jezebel was written for radio by Frank Wilson, with an original musical score composed and conducted by Lee Stevens, and our producer-director is Dee Engelbach.
Academy Award, starring Betty Davis in her 1938 award-winning role of Julie Marsden, with Anne Revere as Aunt Belle in Jezebel.
It seemed like the end of our world as General Bogardus and I stood in the street of New Orleans that dawn of 1851, listening to the depressing sound of the cannon as it was fired to dispel the fever which hung like a plague over the city. It seemed like the end of Julie's world, too, as we watched her slowly walk beside poor Preston Dillard as they carried him to the island of the dead.
Oh, come, my dear. You can't stay in this street. Dawn is breaking. The morning chill is penetrating. And in these dangerous days, Miss Belle, what are you thinking?
I'm thinking of a woman called Jezebel, who did evil in the sight of God. And yet I wonder. Child, you're out of your mind. You know you can't wear a red dress at an Olympus ball.
Can't I? This is 1850, Dumpson. 1850, not the Dark Ages. Girls don't have to simp around in white just because they're not married.
You'd insult every woman on the floor. You can't be serious.
Never more serious in my life.
But think of Press.
That's just what I am thinking of. Mr. Preston Dillard, who thinks that he can let his own affairs come before me, his future wife.
That started it, Miss Belle. That damnable red dress.
But that wasn't Julie's fault.
Oh, if Preston Dillard had only taken my advice the night he came to call.
I remember. You said...
Your generation doesn't understand women, sir.
Well, maybe not, General Bogardus.
Nowadays, no proper respect for our southern womanhood. Think your father would have allowed the lady of his choice to have come surging to his place of business this morning?
Miss Julie didn't know I was presiding at a meeting, sir.
Of course not, Preston. But even if the lady upstairs is my ward, I feel you should know what your father would have done.
What would Father have done, sir?
Your father, sir, would have cut him a hickory, sir. He would have flailed the living daylights out of her, and then helped her put lard on the welts and brought her a diamond brooch. That's what he would have done, sir. And she'd have loved it.
Where is Miss Julie?
Why, she asked me to please excuse her, Press.
Is she ill?
Why, No, Press.
He's as sound as a nut.
You will pardon me a moment, please.
Take all the time you need, my boy.
I do believe Mr. Dillard is going up the stairs after Julie. He's taking his walking cane after.
Julie, it's Press. Open the door. I want to talk to you. Julie, why don't you answer? Look here, Julie. You and I got to straighten things out. Oh, there's no sense to all this. I'm here because I love you. And because you love me. But there are some things we've got to set straight. Darling, if you just open the door, I'm sure I could. Julie! Open up at once!
Who is it?
Open this door!
Why, Press. Banging at a lady's bedroom door. I'm scandalized at you. Well, did you come here just to stand there? I see you brought a stick. I'm waiting. When does the chastisement begin?
I came up here to... Oh, Julie, how long must we go on like this?
Like what, Press?
Fussing like a couple of children.
Why do you treat me like a child, then?
Oh, Julie, I love you. Spoiled child or not.
Press, in a lady's bedroom. Now you'll have to marry me.
Oh, look at me, darling. When I come in, I was going to beat you.
Really? Now would you like to see my new dress?
That's what I wanted to do all day.
Well, let me go then. There it is.
For the Olympus ball?
Yes, isn't it lovely?
But you can't wear red to the Olympus ball.
Why not?
Well, you never saw an unmarried girl in anything but white. You know that. It's the custom. It has certain significance.
Are you afraid I'll be taken for one of those girls from Gallatin Street?
Julie.
Oh, of course, I'm sorry. I'm not supposed to know about things like Gallatin Street. I'm just supposed to simp around in white.
So that's it. You're nursing your spite. Well, I'm not going to let you. For once, you're going to do as I say. Julie, I'm calling for you tomorrow night at 10, and you're going to be properly dressed for the ball in white. Good night.
Oh, Preston, you forgot your stick.
She must have been getting scared over wearing that dress after what Press said to her.
Yes, but her pride.
Confound her fiendish pride. You know that she tried to get Buck Cantrell to take her to the ball without telling Press?
Yes, I knew later. Poor drinking, dueling, easygoing Buck Cantrell. He loved her, too.
Thank heaven he refused her. He was a gentleman and an honorable man.
I told you she'd be ready on time. Julie, we're ready to go. Julie, you promised me not to.
So you wore it after all.
Isn't it obvious? Shall we go, Press?
Not until you're properly dressed.
Oh, why must everyone be so proper? Why don't you admit, Mr. Dillard, that you're afraid? Afraid someone will insult me and you'll find it necessary to defend me.
Julie.
You're wrapped, Miss Marsden. May I? You ready, Aunt Belle?
But Press, she can't.
She can. She will.
We are ready, sir. Miss Bell, my arm.
And yours, Mr. Dillard? Thank you.
My dear Miss Bell, have you noticed Preston's face? Looks more like his father than ever tonight. And I never saw Tom Dillard look like that without somebody got killed.
Theophilus, I'm just plain scared for us.
May I take your wrap, my dear?
Well, the ballroom seems a little cool.
I think we'll find it much warmer inside. Come. Gentlemen, you all have the pleasure of Miss Marsden's acquaintance, I think.
Gentlemen.
Good evening, Miss Marsden. Yonder comes my partner. You'll excuse me.
Of course, sir. You haven't a partner you have to meet, Cantrell?
Why, no. Came alone.
A pleasant evening, isn't it?
Mighty pleasant. Nice and cool.
Do you find it cool in here? I don't find it particularly cool. Do you, Julie?
Why, no.
I don't find it particularly cool. Miss Julie doesn't find it so. Perhaps it's something in the atmosphere that's peculiar to you.
Why, no, I reckon not. Now you speak of it, it's
just about right.
It seems so to me.
Press, please take me out of here.
Well, my dear, we haven't danced yet, shall we?
No.
Oh, yes, we will.
Ted, you gotta take me off this floor.
I can't. It's my own brother dancing with her.
Everyone is leaving the floor. No respectable girl will dance while she's dancing. That dress is an insult. Take me off this instant. Press, I beg you, take me away from here. I can't endure it.
No, we came to dance. We shall go on.
But we're alone on the floor.
So much the better.
Oh, Press, let go of me. If you don't let go of
It's
me.
a beautiful ball, don't you think so, Miss
Oh,
Martin?
take me away from here. Take me away.
Good night, Aunt Beryl. General Bogardus, sir.
You're not coming in, Press?
No, ma'am.
Good night.
Night.
Well,
Goodbye, Julie.
is that all you've got to say to me?
There's nothing more to say.
Even if I was wrong?
You couldn't be wrong. You're Julie Marsden.
Am I to go down on my knees?
It'd be interesting, but utterly useless.
Evidently, you've made up your mind.
No, Julie, you've made up my mind.
Well, then, goodbye, Press.
Goodbye, Julie.
Julie, don't let him go. Go after him.
Me? After him?
Yes, Julie, quickly. Oh, Julie, you're such a fool.
Not so big a fool. He'll come back.
Not this time, he won't. Believe me.
Wait and see. He'll come back. Yet tonight, I think. If he does, say I've retired. And tell him I'm sleeping late in the morning. Not to come round till tomorrow afternoon.
Julie.
Tell him. Tell him. Tell him.
Before we continue tonight's story of Jezebel, starring Miss Betty Davis and Miss Anne Revere, I would like to tell you about a doctor who lived during the period of this picture. A doctor so devoted to the cause of human health that his zeal still inspires those who carry on his work. His name was Edward R. Squibb. He was appalled by the dangerously inferior quality of drugs then available. He set out to supply the medical profession with drugs that could be relied upon. That's how the company he founded in 1858, the House of Squibb, first came to be known for medicinal products of purity, reliability, efficacy. And through the years, every member of the great family of Squibb products, from penicillin to dental cream, has been the result of painstaking study and research, of an endless quest for perfection. And that is why Squibb is a name you can trust. And now for part two of tonight's picture, Jezebel, starring the Academy Award winners, Miss Betty Davis and Miss Anne Revere.
Dawn brought heavy mists, the persistent melancholy of the booming fever cannon, a chill which sank deep into our souls.
She lost him. She lost Preston Dillard through her own downright cussedness in flaunting herself in that red dress at the Olympus ball.
Theophilus, you must understand. She didn't know about Press. After all, he was away for over a year. All during that time, she hardly went out of the house save to ride that wild thoroughbred of hers.
Yes.
That quiet and moody. She wouldn't even have tried to escape the plague here in the city if she hadn't heard that Press was coming back. If you could have heard what she told me.
He had to come to me, Annabelle. He couldn't help himself. You see, he wouldn't have had to fight as hard as I have to keep from going to him. We'll be married. I'm going to beg his forgiveness. I was vicious and mean and selfish, and I'm going to tell him I hated myself for being like that. I'll humble myself before him. All that ever stood